Hello, hello, hello. So, just making sure everything is set up right here. Oop. Making noise as well when I'm doing it. So yes, hello all, hello one, hello everybody, and all that kind of thing. Yeah, I've been doing this for going for a month or whatever, and I still haven't quite got the hang of how to do intros, how to do all that kind of thing, but anyway, I hope at least everything is good. I hope this is a little bit louder, because I have changed some settings around, so please tell me if it's too loud, or anything like that, especially if I get close up to the mic like this. If it gets too horrible and nasty, let me know, but here should be fine and everything. So yeah, because I want to make sure that everybody can hear me loud and clear. So, what we're going to be doing today is this. As I have promised, you can also see I put my follower goal up on the screen here. Now, I did have some things here. Oh! We have a raid already. Hello, Jed. And hello all the raiders who are going to be coming across to see some fantastic Dizzy action. So, I hope you had a nice stream, Jed. Yeah, I hope everything went well. I saw you playing some point and click thing, and it looked like your character was in a little bit of trouble. This, well, I've got my music playing. I might as well let my music play out. But yes, this... You finished the first chapter. That's cool. It looked interesting. I was kind of distracted getting things set up and such. But, yes. So, this game was for the ZX Spectrum. So, we're looking quite a way back now. Probably should actually look up the actual date that this was released. Howdy, howdy. Because if... I should have really looked up... No, I don't want to look up dizziness. Thank you, NHS. Let's try Dizzy Game instead. So, Dizzy Game. First release, Dizzy, the Ultimate Cartoon Adventure, which you can see here, was 1987. So, yes, was quite an old game now. Dizzy Gay? I don't know if he is or not. I haven't asked. He is an egg, so, you know, certain things could be said in that respect. But yes, anyway, I was saying before you started out, I have my follower goal up on the screen here. I've promised to do a Jackbox scream? Yeah, maybe screaming as well. But no, Jackbox stream once I get to 35 followers and stuff. And I need to make sure I push the right things. Here it is, the emulator. So we can push play on the emulator and we can hear the fantastic music of the Spectrum. Yeah. Awesome, huh? Quite a groove to it. Yeah, and I have my bot as well, if you didn't see that. It should be coming with, like, automatic things, but I've obviously set them to be spaced out, so if you type such a thing, you'll get some information and whatever. I mean, I recently put this one in, and it's an awkward word to spell. But yes, this is my streaming times and such. But yeah, I mainly do... I suppose I should introduce myself to the raiders. Yes, that is the most important one, of course. Trans rights. But yes, to introduce myself to my raiders... I love that little lion, it's pretty cute. Yes, my name's Katie. I do like retro games and such. I've just recently got that all set up and such. But I should do my introduction first before I get distracted by far too many things. Yes, my name is Katie. I do retro things. I mean, I go probably as early as the Spectrum here, or I've got the BBC Micro around these kind of this kind of time as well, up to things like the Amiga. I'm probably going to go into things like the Mega Drive, and yeah, as you can probably tell, I'm British, so yeah, this is all from like a British perspective or UK perspective as well. But yeah, and then I may play some other games which are more recent and such, as I said, like the Jackbox thing, which I've got my follower goal set up for. Anyhow, so I think I have done enough talking, well, apart from to mention the Discord, but I've got Starly in the chat to kind of promote that, because I've just got it set up this morning, and everything's kind of just, you know, going by in a blur and whatever. But this is Dizzy. Let's start. So here we are. Dizzy is an egg. Dizzy can jump around onto things, and our main goal here is to fill up this cauldron with I think like 3 or 4 different ingredients from around the world, and then we can get a magic potion or something to defeat the evil wizard Zax, who has stolen our girlfriend, who is also an egg, by the way. I mean, there is a theme to this whole thing. But this was the first game in the series, and I would usually be playing the Amiga games. See if I put the very solid law. I would usually be playing the Amiga games, but this first game only got released for like the ZX Spectrum, the Amstrad, I think C64, those kind of computers, the 8-bit ones. 8-bit micros, and yep, there's the Discord link. As I said, freshly set up this morning, so hopefully nothing goes wrong. But there we go. In the background here, we can see that is the wizard Zax's tower. Oops. And yeah, Dizzy is a little uncontrollable. Dizzy, obviously named after the spinning that he does. But yeah, so that's Zax's castle, and that's where we need to go eventually. And oh, look, an extra life. They are very important in this game. Extra lives, very, very good. Use our grease gun here. Extra lives, very good. Oh, spiders, watch out. Spider warning. Ah! Watch out for the spider. Grab a key. Okay, I guess I'm going down here then. I can't remember what I was saying, but yes, Dizzy spins around, very uncontrollable, and I have... Oh yes, I would normally play the Amiga versions, but this was only available on the 8-bit ones. But for the future ones, I'll be mainly playing the Amiga versions, but there are differences in the other versions, because obviously there was a certain limited size you could have on a cassette versus a disc and such like that, so there's going to be differences. I looked at the next game of this, and there's quite a few differences, actually. So I can't pick that up, because I only pick up one thing at a time. Ooh. And yes, the flashing warning at the bottom of the screen does apply here, but obviously these are very small items. Hopefully they shouldn't be a problem to too many people. Now I want to leave the birdseed there because I want to use that when I need to use that. But yes, mostly I'll be playing the Amiga versions, and I think that goes up to oh yeah, I think I need a raincoat to go through there. The Amiga versions go... Oh, no, I don't want to do that. That's jump. Oh, yeah, I can't do it from there. Okay. Oh dear, this is all going wrong. Please don't die, Dizzy. Oh dear. Yes. But mostly Amiga versions, but this first game has to be the Spectrum version or one of the other 8-bit ones. Come on, Apple, I know you fall. I know you fall. There we go. And that's not... Yeah, that's definitely not going to be right. Please, Dizzy. Please, please, Dizzy. We're not going to die again, are we? Yes. By the way, as I said, Dizzy is hard to control, and I don't think I've ever actually completed this game. So this is going to be a very fun, interesting adventure here. I may have to come back to this at later times, but the future games in the series are a little nicer. Where is the raincoat? Well, I'll put this down here. There's a raincoat I know somewhere around the first area. See, the other games I know are a lot better than this one. I have a vague... Ooh, and yes, the Spectrum only... Oh, I think that's a ghost busting kit, which we might actually need. But, oh dear. Yeah, the first game is dangerous because there's a lot... Or you can die a lot easier than in the other games. Oof. I just want to make sure that I don't... Yeah. I'm not quite sure if this is where I would want to use the bird seed, or... Okay. Uh-oh. Oh, dear. A ghost hunter's laser is what that is called. So yes, I'm going to try this for a bit. We can explore a lot of the landscape here, and if I am having quite a lot of trouble, we can always move on to the following game in the series. Yeah, so let's have a look and see what is over in this direction more. Because this is one of, it's an early game, so they have things that you can do which will make sure that you cannot progress anymore. Okay, you are now entering it does scroll quite a bit, doesn't it? Scroll quite slowly, I mean. Haunted Forest. And if you can see, it says danger down here. Now, this apparently does have some reverse options here. If I do that, you see, because I want to just demonstrate what happens here. If you walk over this, oh no, that is a problem. So this is why I wanted the reverse, just to demonstrate that. So we want to try and jump over this crack here, and then we have a flask, empty potion bottle, which is, I think, what we need to put the rest of the ingredient, or the brewed potion in when we finally, oh dear, finally get that. So yes, as you can see, this is very dangerous. And oh dear, I think I'm going to miss. Oh no. Dizzy made it. Yay, well done, Dizzy. Strange. The ground sounds hollow. Is there any way I can get off this without running into that spider? Oof. Or dying in some other fantastic way. So there's a hollow ground around here somewhere. So I think we get like a spade or something we can dig into the ground with. And now we have a tree house. Well, at least some platforms in a tree. So what do we have up here? Oh, there is a spade up here. What luck. Oh dear. And there are birds as well. But yes, I'm not quite sure where the actual Acme bird seed has to be used. Oh dear. Yeah, that oh dear. I think that might be the end of us. Whoops. It is very... Well, actually, the initial version of La Mulana is quite old, isn't it? Let me actually do some research here. I mean, I don't usually, but I'm feeling like I should do some research today here. So, Mulana... The original version, it was an MSX game, wasn't it? Okay, so it was... I was supposed to look and feel like an MSX game, but it's 2005, so it wasn't actually released on the MSX. Okay, I was confused by the certain parts of the game. I haven't actually played the game myself, but I have seen it. But yes, this is definitely quite a tough game. I think it's fairly short, but you've got to know exactly what you're doing. Let's have a look further down into the mine. I need to get up onto here. And by the way, I as I said, I'm kind of yeah, I'm not completely new to streaming. I've been doing this maybe like 1 or 2 months. I can't remember when I actually started. But I do need to learn... Oops, no, that's not jump. Do need to learn certain etiquette and such like that. So I have had a raid by Jed94. Please go and look at their channel if you didn't already just come from it. Subscribe and all that, and look at Dizzy's face here. Doesn't Dizzy look a little weird? He looks like a cat in a way, doesn't he, with a little mouth going on there. Dizzy, and it's an egg and a cat. I really think Dizzy is a trans girl. But anyway... But yes, if you're not following Jed at the moment, please do so. Yeah, so it's just getting... Oh dear, I thought I wouldn't be able to get up onto the top there. I think I'm safe here, yes. I could investigate here a little bit more. And oh dear, I'm stuck. Yeah, and there's a certain amount of randomness to the enemy's movements, which doesn't help with... Oh dear. So there is some kind of icy platform. I think it's attached by this chain, so we're going to need something to start that moving. But yes, obviously, jerky motions, random movements by enemies, it all could end in disaster. So this is a haunted mine. Obviously we see a ghost there, or haunted chimney, sorry. So we see a ghost, and that ghost is the one I think we need to use the ghost hunter's laser over here on. Position yourself just right, Dizzy. Ah, come on. We can't get off here when it's going down. I mean, going up, I mean. I wanted to turn Dizzy into a cat girl. Okay. Oops. Wow, just narrowly avoiding that there. Okay, so now I have the plastic raincoat. I'm still vulnerable to apples, of course, so I want to try and avoid that. But, plip, plip, plip. There we go. And we don't need our plastic raincoat anymore. Hello, spider. And this is a big mountain of crystals. Ice, I'm not sure. Obviously the, oh dear. The fidelity of the graphics here isn't all that high. Oh dear. Hello. Crystal Mountain. Oh dear. Yes, I wish to see what's further up the mountain. But this is apparently... Oh, the Crystal Mountain. Oh dear. And there's a crowbar. I'll leave my dry ice up here. I don't know what that is useful for. And why are you down there, platform? Could you be a little more helpful? And there's an extra life there, but I think that's just teasing me to die. So obviously there's a crowbar there. Oh, okay, so I can't go that way. I have a feeling because Dizzy's falling, it's like all or nothing, you see. I'm trying to push back to move back to, you know, this area here. Oh dear, especially if I jump, it's not going to help. But, you know, he just has a particular fall. Oh my. And, oh, here we go. So I mentioned before, and the yellow god forever gazes down. There is a poem that this is referencing called, I think, is it The Green Eye of the Little Yellow God? Or was that the name of it? But yes, I think there's like 1 or 2 references or more to that in here, and in the poem, which I did read out quite a few weeks ago when I was mentioning this here. Maybe I need to jump over, because if I just I think I need to jump over to that platform underneath there from here. But yes, there's a whole poem called, I think, The Green Eye of the Little Yellow God, and it is about Somebody, hello, what is going on? Oh, I have a follow. Did that appear? Yes, that did appear on my thing. That's good. Thank you very much for following. I don't usually have the names of the people who follow up on the screen because for me, seeing that kind of thing makes me a little bit anxious. And, if people wish to talk, I will give them the option to make themselves known and such like that. Just a little consideration here. So I'm not quite sure which things here I need, and that extra life is just too dangerous, I think, at the moment. But yes, I'll bring some things a little bit further down. Oh, that was the green eye of the little yellow god, was it? Okay. Oh, you can pick things up when you're jumping. I don't know if you can do that in future games. Okay, I need to be able to escape. Yes! See, the future games of this series, I think, are a little more... well, they're less about the... actually, I'm going to grab the crowbar here. I'm thinking now I might have wanted the crowbar up near that other ice thing, or maybe that's just a thing I don't want to do. What if I use it here? Nope, that doesn't work. Yeah, unfortunately not. So maybe the crowbar is for this. Ah, spider? Oh, yep, that definitely was for that. I'm kind of in an odd place at the moment. And yes, by the way, I can get distracted quite easily, so if I begin to say something and I forget what I'm saying, please... Oh, I think I should be okay without the raincoat here. Actually, I don't feel confident enough in that. Then I have the raincoat right here. But yes, I said, I get distracted very easily, very aptly demonstrated there. So if I start saying something and you're like, oh no, she forgot to carry on that thought, please remind me of it. Huh. Yeah, I mean, that's one use for them. I don't know if that's the stated initial or whatever use for such a tool, but oh dear, it's going to be hard to get past the trapdoor to the spider, isn't it? But yes, head crab disposal is very, very important. So this is a clove of garlic. Wonder what we could need a clove of garlic for. Maybe there are vampires. Actually, thinking about it, I think one of the ingredients I need could be garlic bread. I mean, that would be nice. I don't think Dizzy's that kind of game, though. But yeah, I think one of the ingredients we need for our potion is a vampire duck's feather. I think that's how you pronounce it. D-U-X, apparently. I don't know if that's just a different spelling of duck or something else. I'm not up on my vampire lore that deeply. But yeah, we're going to need the clove of garlic to get our vampire duck's feather to put into here. There's a couple of other ingredients. Maybe I can actually look it up to see, because I think you're supposed to get this in the information. The actual cassette inlay, because as I said, this was released on a cassette. So if I go to a thing where I can do a search here, it'll show me what the typing Spectrum into a Spectrum site isn't going to help. So the cassette inlay, it might have said something about what Dizzy's mission is here. Fortunately, there's no timer. We can hang around on top of this pot all day if we wish. But there are a lot of Dizzy games. We have 44 here. So I'm going to actually try and search through. Here we go. Dizzy Codemasters. Because, yes, this was Codemasters. You may know them from more recent games like Dirt Rally and such things. But this is like one of the things one of their I don't know if it was one of their first games, but it was like right near the start of things here. So the cassette inlay, there is a picture here, and does have some information. Oh, I think... No, I have not Streamlabs. I need to set these things up a little bit better, it seems. I thought I had an idea of how this worked. How long have I been streaming currently? I can't see that right at the moment. 27 minutes. It might be confused, yes. I need to try and figure out how to set that up. But I set that up just so I didn't go on too long, but... yeah, I might need to... I don't know if I have that set up at all. Yeah, as I said, I'm new to things. I'm trying to get things set up all correctly and whatever. But, yeah. So, Dizzy... This is from the cassette inlay. Dizzy was exploring the haunted forest, looking for berries, flowers, and a piece of wood, which to make a club, which when he uncovered a mystifying stone slab. Brushing the dirt aside, he was able to read, after a great deal of head-scratching, the faint inscriptions. And, ironically, I can't read what it says up here, but it says, Dizzy remembered his egg-father had spoken of such a potion. It is the only way to rid our land of Athlete's Foot, and it can also be used to destroy the evil wizard Zax. Dizzy trembled with fear as he recalled these words. Zax brought fear to the village. He cast spells that turned people old, made men blind, and caused it to rain every Sunday afternoon during cricket. Dizzy was determined to put a stop to all this. He would be the hero of the Yoke folk. He read on. I don't know if I have... Okay, that's... no, I'm zooming... Oh, the wrong way. Let's have a look and see what else we have. I have a text document of the instructions here. Okay, so the yeah, I know. The potion is called the Avawiforce potion. I don't know if that's trying to reference anything, but he read on. Fill a potion with cooked leprechaun's wig, cloud silver lining, vampire duck's feather, and some troll brew. Cook the potion and throw it at Zax to dissolve his reign. He covered it up and quickly made ready to liberate the land of Kathmandu. And Kathmandu, I think, yes, is mentioned in the poem, as I mentioned. So, yeah, it's all dangerous stuff. You must light the fire under the cauldron, drop the ingredients into it, then drop the empty flask into it, and it will be filled and magically shot out. Finally, smash this flask next to Zax, and you have won. Hint, try greasing the old rusty mining cart. I think I got that game. So, yeah, that's the general instructions. So, we need a cooked leprechaun's wig, cloud silver lining. It's not cricket, not at all. A vampire duck's feather, and some troll brew. Okay, so that is what we should be looking for here. Back to the game, I suppose. So yeah, we have the garlic to sort out the thing, and it didn't mention Daisy at all, because Daisy's Dizzy's girlfriend, or such as I think I mentioned. There's definitely a thing that comes up in later games, but maybe it's just not now. So there we go, we've lit that up. But, yeah, I think we still need to kind of do a little bit of exploring over this way. So at least I know what the crowbar is for. That's good. Oof. Do I want to try and get the Ghostbuster thing and the graveyard key? I don't think I've seen a graveyard. Let's go further in here. No, that looks dangerous. No, that is still dangerous. Yeah, I don't know if I want to use the birdseed here or not. But I know I definitely want... Oh, no. But I've got the ghost hunting laser. So now I see a ghost. And I zap it with the laser. I don't know if there are any more ghosts. No, there's just this. Oh, I've run out. It broke my ghost hunting laser. Oh, no. Oh dear, look at this. What is going on here? Right. I think you might be able to see my cursor on the screen here. So, there's a bit that seems to come from this. Yeah, the bit that seems to come from this area, which is going this way or that way. And then there's a bit at the end, which maybe seems to be coming out and going back. So this is very, very dangerous. And so I need to wait for this to... nope! We can nope out of there, which is a good life skill. Okay, is this going to be good? And we get... what is this? A purse of gold. Oh, dizzy you're rich. I think I could have gone. But this is dangerous. Please, no. But I have the purse of gold. I have magical death teleportation skills. Can I... ooh. Get up? I can. But, oh. Well, okay then. Where should I put my purse of gold? I should drop it off here first. Yes, I'm not quite sure, because obviously this fell down now. I'm not quite sure if I'm supposed to fall through this hole up here and then walk across here to get down, or it's only for an extra life. Yeah, I know, it would work well, but this is a can of 3-in-1 oil. So, let me just try and pay attention and read the thing here. So it says, the secret caves. Okay. Secret. It is a secret. So I'm wondering if I don't want to jump on this, because there does seem to be a very suspicious spike above us, doesn't there? Why is it stalagmite? Because it's coming downwards. Because... I don't know how other people learned the difference between stalactites and stalagmites. Probably something to do with stalagmites being mighty, so they go up, and stalactites hanging tight to the ceiling. The way I was taught when I was younger was that tights come down. So maybe that explains things, maybe it doesn't. But, okay, this does move, that's good. But yes, I mean, that can probably be... You can probably... oh dear, there's a spider here. So there's a mining helmet behind a spider. So it probably says something about the person who taught me that, rather than me myself. But yeah, obviously things like that stick with you. So I want to try, not die to start off with, because I only have one dizzy left. Right, so I don't trust that mushroom. I mean, it's a general good life advice for you to take. Don't just trust random mushrooms. Lots of potential poisoning situations. Oh, Starly's done some actual investigation. Stalagmite from Greek. Stalagmias meaning dropping or trickling. That does definitely make sense. But yeah, and there's also a difference in spelling, isn't there? One has a G and one has a C, a stalag and stalac, which is confusing. Maybe if I leave these down here, if I know where I need to use them, then I can come back here. Yeah, oops, I can stay here, it's safe. What was over here? Does anybody remember before I go there and end up dying? Oh yes, there was this. That water drips. Yes, definitely makes sense. Dizzy is very in much of a very precarious position here. So I've at least brought some of the items into a little bit more of a safe area. Up the tree. What was up the tree? Does anybody remember? Did I already get that and bring it down? Or did I die? I can't remember. But yes, this is more of like a scouting mission. Okay. And the logs. I don't like the logs very much. I think I can just walk off. Yep, that's a much safer way instead of jumping like a jumping fool. I wait for them to line up, and there we go. And then can I fall off? No, I have to jump, I think. Which puts me, oof, on the spring. And I don't trust... And yes, these scroll things at the top here are actually solid. Okay, I see what you're doing there, spider. Okay, so we've got a well, which looks like maybe I should be able to go down there. This is the Hermit's rickety old tree house. Can I don't know why I might... Ooh. Dizzy's End. Ah, yes, the gateway, probably to the graveyard, is what it's going to say, yes. So we left the graveyard key all the way... Oops, all the way over there. I don't think there's anything further we can do here. So... The graveyard key was down with the spider, wasn't it? Does anyone remember what was up in the tree? Or do I have to actually have a look? It's the spade. And it did say the ground was hollow, but I think I've missed out on that. Is there anything over here? No, this is dangerous. Oh no, Dizzy. I shouldn't have jumped for it. I was afraid of the birds. Yeah, I'm not a drummer. But yes, this is what we have. Definitely made a good go of the music, didn't they? You got like a kind of drum going along. And a bass kind of line, and obviously the main line. So yeah, quite good for the Spectrum, really. I think obviously you can hear that the audio quality isn't quite so great. Oh, actually, I forgot. You see, this is not an automatic thing. I have to use my super special magical abilities to update my follower goal whenever that happens. And yeah, so there we go. Might as well, since I've brought it up, I have a follower goal. Ouch. So yeah, if I get to the 35 as it says there, then I shall do a Jackbox stream. If you have any other ideas of what might be good, obviously let me know too. But yeah, I did set up some like automatic timer things to go off, as you can probably see in the chat with the 4-hour thing, which obviously didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to. but I'll have to have a look at that later on. I did set up some other things as well, which are supposed to come up at certain intervals and such, and I don't think any of them have. Because I have my thing which is supposed to remind us of to drink water, and so since I'm looking at that now, remember to drink water, everybody. It's a very good... Streamlabs! Streamlabs! Well, I'm glad you said that, Streamlabs. And, yes, there's one that probably should have gone off by now. How long have I been going? 43 minutes. Yeah, there's another one that should have gone up already about following and that kind of thing. That might be because I've set this thing too low. Or too high. Streamlabs is listening. Streamlabs is always listening. Like those other lurking accounts that just lurk around for no reason, it seems, but they collect all your watching information and such like that. But yeah, the 4-hour one, I set it as an interval of 240, which is supposed to be the value in minutes. It might have got confused and put it as just 240 minutes after it decided a random thing was 240 minutes. So, oh, yes, hello to the cats. They lurk indeed, the cats. They always lurk. But yes, so I've taken the 4 hours one off. That actually didn't work. I think the interval is on Streamlabs' schedule rather than mine. So that's not very useful to me if it's going to do that, but it does mean that it should bring up these other things, when I actually need them. But there are some other things that haven't come. So the drink water one came up. The 4 hours one came up. The other two haven't come up yet. But there's complicated settings. I've changed some of those. Hopefully that means they'll actually come up. There's also my commands. There's probably should put this one up here as well, since nobody had a look at that one. Just show the general idea of what I'm doing. And of course, once again, that explains when I'm doing these things. And also, because this is a chatbot that I've just used from Streamlabs, it also has this kind of functionality. I was hoping to get to the end of the game, but I think the game was resisting me. Yes, and I think it's possibly going to be a very similar affair with Dizzy here. But yes, so I should try once again. Now we already know what was over in the one direction. We know we need the graveyard key for that. So maybe we should just make that our first mission. And additional mission to that is not to die. Which, as you can see, if you've been watching the game, that's not as easy done as said. And that's not the usual way that phrase is, said spider, please. Okay, let me out. Okay. So, I'm just going to go over and see what the graveyard has to hold for us. It did say it was Dizzy's End. So, hopefully it's not. I do wish Dizzy to complete his mission. But yeah, as I said, this is kind of more of a discovery thing to start off with, to find out what is where. Oh, hey, look, the bird got stuck. You can look at this. Something by James Wilson, music by David. Let me get you the apple here. Whitaker. Other great games by the same authors. Oh no, the Bird's free, everybody, the Bird's free, but they're super Robin Hood. At least I know that. It's dangerous to hang around on that screen. I mean, I could use the bird seed, but I don't know if I really will regret using it when I don't need it. Oh, Dizzy, calm down. Dizzy. Dizzy's rather eager to get on with the whole thing, even if it means going to his doom. Yep, and that should let me jump past it as before. So the ground seems hollow, and there's a spade up a tree, but I don't think we're going to go up there. Oof. And the random movement, and look, Dizzy looks weird against this tree, doesn't he? The random movement of the animals. Birds. Birds! It's birds again! It's always birds! It's always the birds giving me trouble in games. Okay, so yes, I wish to use the great... Oh! I just yeeted the door! Rip, egg... Oh! The green eye of... Oh, it's going to kill me. But I'm sure this is going to reference the green eye of the little yellow god here. Rip, egg. Oh dear. Oh no, out of there. Yep. But this is another reference to that poem, as I was saying. Maybe I'll read it out again after. Maybe this is where I need the bird seed. No, please let me go, birds. There we go. So I think we need to give the green eye to the little yellow god, as it says. Here we go. The broken-hearted woman. That's another line from the poem. Tends the grave. Come on. Of who? Mad Carew. Now, Dizzy Sprite may look a little bit familiar to you if you played the game VVV, and because there's a screen in that game which I think is called something like The Grave of Mad Carew. Oh, here, look at this. It's... Oh, no. Come on, stop messing around with that, Dizzy. It's the vampire duck's feather. What we needed. But I was saying something. I apologise. Shark-infested moat. But yes, we won't go jumping in the shark-infested moat. Oh yes, VVV. And there's another thing here which I could possibly use the crowbar for. There's a screen called The Grave or the Tomb of Mad Carew, and it has a ghost which it looks very similar to Dizzy here. Oh, bird. Ugh. Oh no. Yes. I mean, that's another kind of one which might be interesting to do on stream, because obviously it does have the retro feel to it. And obviously references quite a lot of retro things. So we know where the vampire duck's feather is. But then we still have the bulb of garlic. Yeah, and we didn't need the bulb of garlic to get into here, did we? But now this is the thing, this is about routing the game. Where do I go? When do I do it? Because obviously I could walk about randomly and just pick things up and go backwards and forwards all the time. But there's probably there's definitely going to be a most efficient way, or at least one or two most efficient ways to do it. Garlic. Ah, soup, yes. There was a soup, wasn't there? What else was there, just to remind ourselves of this? There was a cooked leprechaun's wig. Now, I don't think I've seen anything like that around here. I'm not quite sure I need it cooked. I think maybe putting it in the pot cooks it. So, cloud silver lining. Still don't know anything about how to get that. A vampire duck's feather, which we have seen, and some troll brew. Have we seen any trolls? Don't think, but we do have the thing. Oh yes, I need the raincoat. Where is the raincoat? Is it down here? I think it is, isn't it? Oh, Daisy goes, nyan, nyan, nyan. Yep, here we go. Actually, if we get Dizzy back up here and get him to... Oh. I want to see a Dizzy kitty. Here we go. Goes Dizzy. Also, if that's not too weird. Right, so I have the raincoat. I need to go over there to get the green eye of the little yellow god. But yes, if I say I'm finishing up this game, which, let me see, let me go back to Stream Manager. My usual plan is like 3 hours for the stream, 1.5 hours for each of my sections. So if you look back in the chat, you can see Friday we've got the main game, main dish here, which is Dizzy. Oh, I don't want to call it the main dish, do I really? He's an egg. Probably not a good idea. But yeah, the main game is Dizzy here, and then we've got the practice game, which is, if you look a bit further up or down, I don't know where that was. Probably up, because I can't see it on my screen. That is the Quickie world. So, I have the plastic raincoat. Yep, thank you very much. Always very helpful. Oh yeah, I want to put... Ooh, hi, spider. Oh no. Look both ways or whatever before you cross the trapdoor. I played that a few streams ago. The trapdoor and through the trapdoor. I wasn't very good at either of them. It's okay. You don't have to be good at every game you play. You can be bad at most of the games you play if that's the way it is. Come on. Yeah, it's further up the mountain, is it? Come on, platform. There we go. Right, so here we go. Bird. Once again, I am asking a bird. A gleaming emerald, okay. It definitely looks like an eye. Haha. Haha, bird. I have magical death teleporting skills. Yeah, that looks safe. Well, looks as safe as it's going to be, and I know I'm going to need... Imagine being good at video games, I know. Right. Okay. People watching. Should I go for that extra life? I'm tempted. But obviously it could result in me losing a life. We have a no, we have a do it. We need a swing vote here. Do it, oh dear. Well, you all know what's going to happen. if I fail this. Oh, come on. Ta-da! We're on the platform, and when the platform needs to go down... platform? Down is the direction. Oh, there we go, Streamlabs, thank you very much. Okay, I did it. I succeeded. And once I get off here, I can reiterate what the bot is saying here. So yes, follow goal, I've already mentioned it. 35 followers, I'll do a Jackbox stream. If you have any other ideas for future goals, please tell me. Because obviously this kind of the goals is for, you know, people who are watching. So if people don't want what is being offered, then, you know. But I think people like Jackbox, people like drawing silly things and making up funny things for robots to rap about and such. Okay, so I have... Oops. No, don't go across yet, Dizzy. Okay, so I think that you can clear the apple that way. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I, if you've watched previous streams, you'll know that I actually have written songs myself. And yeah, we might be getting some more of those later on. So I can do rhymes, but when you're trying to do it quickly, it's quite tricky. See, normally if I'm stuck, it's like, bring out the rhyming dictionary. Or, you know, what's it, rhymezone.com, or whatever it is. And I come up with, sometimes maybe, stranger rhymes. Yes, one song I wrote which has a strange rhyme in it, which I haven't actually played on stream yet. Oh dear. The line is, "Are you speaking gibberish because I think that you are fluent? It seems to me your logic is a little incongruent." So that's the depths I will go to for getting a rhyme. Or the heights, depending on how you look at these things. But yeah, I mean, it's... that line also references the... yeah, I can't do anything here. I need to go back to the key. That song also references, or the whole theme of that song is about the... Is it a thought experiment or a metaphor or whatever for relativity? Yeah. I wrote a song referencing something to do with relativity, the scientific principle. There's the metaphor about a toy car on a skateboard, and that if the skateboard is going at nearly the speed of light, and the toy car is going at nearly the speed of light on top of that skateboard, then relative to, you know, the ground, the toy car will still not be going over the speed of light because of relativity. Yes. I am the person who wrote a song about a mathematician, and accidentally it was also a song kind of like a trans anthem kind of thing. So you know. Well, I say anthem. I don't think many people are actually, singing it. I think that's what you need for an anthem, isn't it? You need like a group of people at least who are like, this is our anthem. And yes, I suppose calling it a trans anthem is pushing the anthem into everybody's mouth, as it may be. Oh dear. Okay, why was that coming back up here? I want to get the key. The key is not up here. But since I am up here, and obviously I'm hoping not to die too much here, I want to try and bring all of my stuff to be as central as possible. Right. Come on, Apple. I didn't think that apples and what do you call them? Eggs, that's the one. That's what Dizzy is. I didn't think that apples and eggs were mortal enemies, but you learn something new every day. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I mean, as I said, it's a fresh new Discord, so I haven't had much time to do anything with it. But that is definitely a thing. A thing to do. And, yeah, when I get around to it and all that kind of malarkey, I will... I've got my bot which can say things, and so the bot can say, "Hey, there is a Discord. Isn't it marvellous? Do you not want to go to the Discord?" Or something like that. Oh dear, once again, we are bouncing off this purple, magenta, pink, magenta, I think magenta. It's just the general colour scheme that's very easy to get with, RGB, not RGB, 8-bit kind of things. Also, I might as well point it out whilst I'm here, my name, Katie Rosine, the Rosine is an old name, or the name they were going to choose for magenta, but they chose magenta instead. So this colour here could have been called Rosine, but no, they went with magenta. So yes, and also we have a nice little pink building, and we have the white, and we have the cyan, so I suppose this is kind of like we have some trans rights or trans pride colours in here. Okay, so I need to open the door, yeet it across the map, and then pick up our green eye of our little yellow god, or a gleaming emerald as it's calling it there, and maybe give it to our little yellow god over here if we have enough lives. Hee, yep, of course. Oh, I wanted to see what the green eye of the little yellow god could do. They went with magenta. I don't know. I mean, the first thing that pops into my mind is it seems like that's a jealousy kind of thing. It's like they could have picked Rosine, but they went with magenta or something like that. So, I'm going to have another little run through of this to see how far I can get. Excuse me. But after having a run through of this, it's probably going to be then time to move on to the Quickie world. Sorry, I'm trying to think. So, where to now? Because we know... I still want to try and get the green eye to the little yellow god. And yes, as I said, there is a poem. Maybe I'll read that out after this attempt here. Just so everybody is aware of it. So the graveyard key. Oh, there's a spider. Yeah, since I'm here, I might as well get the raincoat. Poing over here. Oh yes, and since I'm... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh yes, I know what I'm doing. I want to put that down there, really. Since, you know, a theme that comes up a lot in my stream is the whole, you know... Yes, drink, people, drink. Hydrate yourself. A theme that comes up is, you know... trans pride, trans rights, all that kind of thing. It's probably worth mentioning the news today that Maddie Thorson, the person who, or one of the people who made Celeste, actually confirmed that Madeline, the main character of the game, is actually trans. So that's a good thing. So I have the graveyard key, and then, yeah. I know, I mean... But, you know, people who would deny it would keep on denying it. And it's kind of good to... Yeah, this thing is, it's a hint, and you know how people don't get hints. I mean, I think this year has proved that people don't get straight out facts. So, you know, there will be people who deny it even now, I'm sure. Oh dear. Yeah. Yeet. So back across the map. Sorry, I just had a thought. It's probably a thought. I don't know. But the thought was, gosh, going backwards and forwards across the map. This really is a Metroidvania, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, what I got more out of the game myself, looking it over, was the the depression angle and that. But obviously that's... Oh, no. Whoops. So yes, this is Dizzy. This is, as I said, a game which we may have to come back to here and there throughout the throughout my playthrough of the series, because it's not kind. But yeah, I mean, as I said, the thing that hit me with Celeste is more of like a depression kind of theme. But as you know, unfortunately, trans existence ties into depression all too much because, you know, as we say, bigots mainly. Then yeah, I think bigots is actually the actual entire reason, isn't it? Because anything else which you might say is always tied right back to the bigots. But yes, so whilst we sit here pondering our doom, I shall try and find the poem here. The Green Eye of the Little Yellow God. Thank you, Streamlabs. By J. Milton Hayes. I don't know if they were really famous for anything else. But let's have a look over. And yes, Streamlabs, I will have a drink because I'm going to be reading out a thing. It's not too long a poem. But let us go over it, since it obviously is referenced in this game. There's a one-eyed yellow idol to the north of Kathmandu. There's a little marble cross below the town. There's a broken-hearted woman tends the grave of Mad Karoo, and the yellow god forever gazes down. He was known as Mad Karoo by the subs at Kathmandu. He was hotter than they felt inclined to tell. But for all his foolish pranks, he was worshipped in the ranks, and the colonel's daughter smiled on him as well. He had loved her all along, with the passion of the strong. The fact that she loved him was plain to all. She was nearly 21, and arrangements had begun to celebrate her birthday with a ball. He wrote to ask what present she would like from Mad Karoo. They met the next day as he dismissed a squad. And jestingly she told him that nothing else would do but the green eye of the little yellow god. On the night before the dance, Mad Karoo seemed in a trance, and they chaffed him as they puffed at their cigars. But for once he failed to smile, and he sat alone a while, then went out into the night beneath the stars. He returned before the dawn, with his shirt and tunic torn, and a gash across his temples dripping red. He was patched up right away, and he slept throughout the day, and the colonel's daughter watched beside his bed. He woke at last and asked if they could send his tunic through. She brought it, and he thanked her with a nod. He bade her search the pocket, saying, "That's from Mad Karoo." And she found the little green eye of the god. She upbraided poor Karoo in the way that women do. Dear me. Both her eyes were strangely hot and wet. But she wouldn't take the stone, and Karoo was left alone with a jewel that he chanced his life to get. When the ball was at its height, on that still and tropic night, she thought of him and hastened to his room. As she crossed the barrack square, she could hear the dreamy air of a waltz tune softly stealing through the gloom. His door was open wide, with silver moonlight shining through. The place was wet and slippy where she trod. An ugly knife lay buried in the heart of Mad Karoo. 'Twas the vengeance of the little yellow god. There's a one-eyed yellow idol to the north of Kathmandu. There's a little marble cross below the town. There's a broken-hearted woman tends the grave of Mad Karoo, and the yellow god forever gazes down. So, there we have that. while Dizzy is pondering his fate, should we end it for our Dizzy here? Or should we leave not knowing his fate? Maybe one of those birds will have a change of mind, swoop in here and carry him away to safety. Sad times for Dizzy either way. Well, I think what we will do is we will leave Dizzy to escape his fate. Oh, he disappeared. You are now. Where are you now, Dizzy? Dizzy has disappeared. Dizzy has done a magic trick. Where will Dizzy find himself in the future? Who knows? But we are going to be going on to this. Dizzy is free at last, free from the shackles of, I don't know. There's some chains, at least in the game, maybe those, but he wasn't really tied up by them, was he? I don't know. Anyhow, so this is going to be, once I actually load it up, the Quickie world. And I have placed for myself... Oh, that was good, wasn't it? The way the lighting just came in right when I loaded the save, that was just poetic. Anyhow, so we have here Inferno, and I should change stream title. And mentioning VV, how many V's are there? I think there's 6, aren't there? Mentioning VV earlier, this is indeed a VV tune. So if we go into Inferno, yeah, we have just normal... Oops, that is not the way to do it. Don't worry, I'm better than that. But, yes, we can change the music out for something of mine. Now, what would people prefer? Something they have heard or something they haven't heard? For the people who have heard things here before. Because there's a possibility I could look into finding something that people may not have. But obviously they're older songs of mine, so they'll be possibly even more rough than other ones. That is not what I'm looking for. A selection of my favourites. Okay. Well, since I want to kind of go over things, I might as well bring up the classical remixes that I did here. So this was when I was doing... let me just not make it... I don't think it's going to autoplay, I think we're good. I did a Let's Play series on my YouTube channel a long time ago, and yes, I did. That is not on here, but that is definitely the first... It's probably the first song I should play, actually. So I'll play the Sophie Germain, because that is quite a nerdy song. But then we can go on to the classical remixes, which I said were made for a Let's Play to be in the background, so this is kind of appropriate here. And we can get an idea of the wide selection of genres I go through, because I can't decide things. But yeah, so I'll go on to Sophie Germain. We'll play this first. This was uploaded to the Internet Archive. So let me see if I can put a link to things in chat here. Internet Archive. Internet Archive. And then I can find the link here. No. It should come up. Here we go. Then I can link to my general thing here. So that people can look at it later on. There we go. So that is a link. I use the band name. It was just me by myself, but I used the band name, group name. It wasn't even a group, it was just me, as I say. But I used the name Alpha Test Pilot, as you can see there. I can maybe explain that at some point, but I just kind of want to get into things here. So we have Sophie Germain and then some classical music songs. Oops. Obviously this was pre-transition, if you can't tell. Cat Jam. Turn it up a little. Okay, let's see. Oops. Yeah, I just run whatever SNES 9X is doing here. Oof. There we go, re-grabbing. Oops. Ugh. I'm kind of used to it as it is. I think these are square pixels, aren't they? And I'm kind of more used to square pixels. DMing. Ah. Oops. Well, let me just... Yeah, that's another song, but you can listen to that on your own time, or maybe in the future when I decide to play some things. But then another album on here is called Classical Clash. As I said, it's a... I got some MIDI files of some classical music, and I decided to spice them up into different genres. And it was meant to be just like a it's meant to be just a quick thing, like in the background of these videos, which I was trying to learn how to play the games and stuff like that. So they're not, as polished as they could be, but they get across the idea, and they were good for the videos, and I like them. So here we go. Oops. Oops. Well, let's see if I can change something here for you, Jed. If it's upsetting you a little. How do I actually change it? Woo! That is not. That is not. Yeah, I'm not sure how to change it. It's Tiny Mario now. But I suppose I should say it as well. I have played through this game before. This is a run back through it, just to see if I've got any better at all. Yes, there's the follower goal and such like that, and there's also the Discord. Sty, do you want to post the Discord thing? Oops. Fresh new Discord this morning, hot off the presses, smelling like baked bread. If you want links to music and things when I finally get them up and such. If you just generally want to chat about things, Discord link. Thank you. 20 times. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of more seeing if it's more viable for me to try to get to speed running it. Oh dear. Because obviously if I get better, then oh no, than my previous time. Then, you know, that obviously shows there's some improvement there. Oh dear. But yes, my first attempt at this game was about 30 hours in total, I think. I think that's on the slower end of the spectrum there. But you know, it's more about personal bests than anything. So that's what I'm trying to improve with playing it through now. Because after going through Quickie World 1, I went through Quickie World 2. Then I also played Super Soul Sting by Shovda. And then I started Akagare. A lot in Sorcerer Castle, yes. But yeah, I started Akagare, but that was in March of this year. I probably don't have to fill in any more blanks there. And yes, the songs, I think we just went through the Also Sprach Zarathustra remix. Oh dear. I think that's supposed to be keeping on going there. Let me just double check things. Yeah, we went through the Also Sprach Zarathustra remix, and now this is the Barber of Seville remix. People normally tell me this reminds them of Bugs Bunny. Ba-ba-da-ba-da, 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 Ba, ba. And yeah, I might sing along a little bit. Stretch image and maintain aspect ratio. Okay, I think I tried them one at a time, and that's why you can't hear it much. Oh dear. I think it's a bit low, but it gets a bit louder here. You can tell me in the next section if it's still too quiet. How is it now? Who am I calling a Mitch? I don't know. Who am I doing that? Ah, right, okay, sorry. You're talking about Scarly. Oh dear, I think I'm supposed to keep going. I'm a lot louder than it. Okay. Do we want to put it back to the start, or are you okay? How is it now? Better, thank you. Obviously the next song might be louder again. So as I said, I kind of took the quick route here and just used the MIDI file and put it into a MIDI guitar instrument. I'd love to actually be able to play this, but I think it's slightly beyond my abilities, at least at the moment. Yeah, so I was saying when I was first playing these, hearing the classical tunes in like a different setting with some different instruments kind of gets you to listen to it differently, hear bits you may not have normally heard. Oh dear. Oh yes, this is layer 2, isn't it? And falling off of layer 2 is not good. But yes, hearing the classical tunes differently can bring out different aspects of it and get you to understand it a bit more. And later on I've got a Moonlight Sonata variant, which kind of brings that out even more, I think. Yes, don't forget to drink water. Water is important. Water sustains the human body. Well, it's part of what sustains the human body. I think food is another important part of that whole equation. Oh dear. Oh no, all of your water. Air, well, yeah. See, I don't really think of air too much because obviously it's mostly an automatic thing. You know, the rest of my body complains when it doesn't get enough water. Yeah, the rest of my body complains when it doesn't get enough water and food, quite loudly and annoyingly. And yeah. Video games and gay content definitely are sustaining too. Sometimes even video games are gay content, which is, you know, amazing. Dear, I really need to work on my short hops, I think. Or just wait for the thing to go up a little bit more. Yes, this next one here is some rondo by Beethoven, done with like music boxes and some wind instruments. So usually I think this would be on a piano, but as I said, reframing it can get interesting. Da, 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 da. We go into normal jump. Ugh. I forgot that I needed a normal jump and didn't switch over to my normal jump buttons in time. Yeah. Oh, that's not good. Need to build up a little bit more speed there. Oh dear. See, I'm doing a little extra jump there because I'm kind of doing the re-grab and kind of getting a little bit overexcited with it. If anybody doesn't know, re-grabbing is just pushing the jump button after you've already kind of done a jump. And that's not the best way to explain it, but kind of gets you a little bit more air time. So it's like if Mario has parachute pants on, he just inflates them a little bit. So he can glide a little bit. Oh yes, this one. This is BWV 866, done with interesting instruments. Let me just look up that thing again, because I think I just want to look up the yes, BWV 866. This is by Johann Sebastian Bach. It is a prelude and fugue in B flat, or this is the prelude, there is a fugue after, or something like that. So that's kind of the way it works. I did modify the tune a little bit, so this bit repeats itself a little bit more. Ba da 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 da. Always with that. Because yeah, I'm doing all the face buttons with my thumb, and it kind of can get a bit awkward at times. Oops, wrong jump. Yeah, I'm losing the start part again here now. But yeah, the regrabs are kind of like if you had a tiny cape. You can't quite glide as much as you'd like with it, but it works. It works in a pinch. Oh no, I've got to let go of it. Yeah, sometimes I get weird with music. And sometimes I get nice and serene and stuff, and sometimes I like to rock, and sometimes I like to do all of them. And if you don't know this tune, the original, it's the Dance Macabre by, is it Sansan? Da 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 da. Not enough height. Bam. Oh dear, I think I clipped my feed too much. Sansan, yes. Camille Sansan. Oh dear. Bam, 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 bam. Wasn't Sansan also Carnival of the Animals? I think I've got one of those later on. Not sure. I think so. Google says yes. Good. Oh dear. See, I think in the game, this level, Inferno, is one of the ones that was noted to me when I first was playing this as one of the games, one of the levels that could be a sticking point. Oops. This and obviously surfing. Surfing, sorry. Because it's surfing but with saws. And, I mean, I don't know how much better I've got at saw surfing. Because in the previous level, what is it? No, it's not the previous level, but one of the other levels, the Tower of Power, I did a little better at that than my first time. And that has a saw surfing segment. So I think I've improved a little bit, but I'm not quite sure exactly how much. Yeah, I think part of the reason I'm not doing greatly, some reason my thumb is kind of not quite up to doing the motions I usually do with it for these games. I don't know, the rest of me seems to be more awake than usual. So we're good there. And for anybody who's stuck around through this from the raid or just come across the channel of their own volition, I also have a health condition, which means I have fatigue a lot of the time. So this is not only like a trans positive stream, it's also a disability positive stream. Dear me. And mental health positive and all that related stuff. Oh dear. Needed more speed, Mario. Where was your P speed? In general, I try to be positive about quite a few things, especially things where diversity is involved. So if nobody has said it to you recently, Black Lives Matter, of course. Trans rights are human rights. Stop surgery on intersex children, you know, all those important things. Yes, hello, this is my soapbox. Oh yes, climate change is real. Capitalism sucks, all that kind of thing, you know. So if you are offended by any of that, I don't want to hear it. Come on, normal jump. Ah, dear me. No, that's okay. So this is the lion. Oh, this is lions from the Carnival of Animals, as we said. Sanson again. Yes, Mario is never safe. Is this a bit loud or is this okay? Cool. So this has got some of the bleeps and bloops in, if you like bleeps and bloops. Thank you very much, Streamlabs and West. Bleep bloop. Hee 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 hee. That is a perfect emoji for bleep bloop. Oh dear. Yeah, my thumb is not doing the angling thing that it really needs to do. I think I'll take a little bit of a breather, a drink, that kind of thing. I'm not quite sure if it's going to help my thumb too much at the moment. For some reason, it's just like my body was like, you need energy in your thumb? I mean, it's one of these outlying areas of the body. I mean, you're sure your thumbs were important? Uh-huh. I think I only have the one of yours that I can use here. I have that one. And also some of my favourite emotes, which I use quite a bit. If my... Oh dear. Oh, okay, that does that. That one, and it's not on the screen properly. Oh no, I completely messed things up here. And now I'm on Jetstream somehow. I don't think I'm going to get very much. No, I'm not going to look at myself on Jetstream. Oh no, this is all going hideously wrong. Well, I don't know, it's not hideously wrong to go to Jetstream, of course. Make sure you go to Jetstream if you haven't already. Sorry, I'm resetting things up. Is this too loud? Right, I'm back. Fine for you. Okay, it's loud a bit in my ears. So where am I? Well, I was kind of already going down that road, so, you know. Sorry, just feeling about. But if you don't know this one, this is the Moonlight Sonata. Yeah. I mean, West, what's your opinion, if you're around? Cool. I really need to set up audio things a little better on my end. Because I have a little kind of USB audio card thing that I got years and years ago. And it still works, so, you know. But the volume wheel kind of goes crackly, and, you know, if you have to set it in the right place to get the right volume. And so I kind of plugged into a different output, which doesn't have its own volume control. And so I've set the output in Windows here just to 2%. And this is still kind of blasting in my ears a little bit. So perhaps it's time for a newer audio interface, or just to fix the volume wheel on this one. Thank you, Streamlabs. So yes, the Streamlabs is saying I have a follower goal, 35 followers, as you can see on the screen. And yeah, we'll do a Jackbox bonus stream. If you have any other ideas for future goals, or even something I might be able to add to this one to make you a bit more incentivized, or other people more incentivized, then let me know. You can mention here or go to Discord, as I say. And offer up any suggestions. And so yeah, now we get the slightly more stripped down version. Oh, too high! I was thinking of referencing a song there, but I kind of only half know it. It's like, too high, hush, hush, shine away. I don't know if anybody else knows the song I'm referring to. But I think that's the only part of the song I actually know, because somebody else quoted it at some point and I learned from that. Sometimes the weirdest things get stuck in my head. Streamlabs is getting very active here. Well done, Streamlabs. And of course, my Streamlabs supports trans rights. Because it wouldn't be very good if it didn't. Oops, sorry, I was distracted by a thing. Oh dear. But yeah, as I said, this was designed to go underneath a video of me playing through a game and kind of giving kind of like a little walkthrough, sort of walkthrough let's play kind of situation. And so I was talking over the top of it, and obviously there was the action going on the screen, things were changing, I was showing how to do puzzles and stuff. Oops. So yeah, the songs lasted as long as the videos went on for, and obviously there's a background song. So that's why there's, you know, as many repetitions as there are and such. Forgot to do the spin jump. And this is morning. Morning from what? By who? I'm not sure. I possibly knew at some point, because obviously I looked up the MIDI file. Drink water, why not? I'm almost running out here, but I can do that. Let me look this up if I can find it. Yeah, it might be Grieg, I don't know. I'd actually have to listen to samples and stuff to know for sure. But Grieg definitely sounds possible. Grieg, thank you very much. I know, there is a certain delay between stream and whatever. I do give a little bit of time, but yeah. Oh dear. Because I think... Was it used, or part of it used at the start of Peggle, if you remember that game? Good old PopCap. I used a Google. Yeah, definitely thumb issues. This is not going to go well, but I can try and do it with my fingers. No, that's not going to go well at all. Yes, this is... I think this is a Beethoven one. The song is called Rage Over a Lost Penny. Such a good name. And a very good song. You'd have to be pretty good at guitar to play this, I think. Plus, I think I said in the first time I played this, it's got this song. This song has slightly more range than a standard guitar would. So maybe if you've got a 24 fret 6 string, you might be in luck. I don't know. it all really depends as well if it's actually playable on guitar, because the stretches between the intervals and stuff might be a little much or not, I don't know. Why can't you P-speed, Mario? Ow! Got the speed, just went a little too far. Ah, yes. Now this is the Toccata and Fugue in D, is it? By Bach, I think, again. It's missing the initial bit, but this is the bit after that and quite a bit after that. But yeah, I don't know if this is the fugue part or is it whether this is still the toccata. I'm not sure. But I think toccata is basically music to show off by. And as I mentioned before, this is obviously an organ piece of music, so I mean, just playing on an organ is showing off, especially back when only the most elite people could play on organs, because they take up an entire room, usually a church. So yeah, not only are you one of the only people who would be allowed to play this instrument, you would be, you know, this good at it as well, which I suppose if there's a, you know, a limited supply of them, then only the people who can play them the best are likely to be the ones that actually play them. I don't know. Still a little elitist, but you know. Because there was a video I saw recently about it. It's like, why is this music, the Toccata and Fugue, spooky music? I think it was Sideways, the name of the YouTube channel. It's quite interesting. It went into some depth about it. Dear me. Doing my jump at the wrong time. You mean an actual organ, like in an actual big building where they had the foot pedals and all that kind of thing? It does seem a very interesting instrument, but it's like everybody can hear your mistakes. Yeah, wow. So yeah, if you can't tell, there's a lot of tiny movements, tight timings in this level. Possibly more than some of the other levels I've played previously. Well, that's an interesting thing. Was it with other people or solo? Dear me. Ah, dear me. See, what I really want to do is be able to practice that one part, but obviously I can't do it unless I get to it. Okay. But obviously that's the part you lead with, because of course that's the part you lead with. I don't know if I've mentioned, but I haven't mentioned this on stream. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you. I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, Scully, before, but in class when I was in middle school, so that was probably when I was roughly, 11, 12 or so, for people who don't have those kind of schools. In class they asked us to write a little bit of Christmas music. Oh dear. And I wrote a little song about a robin. And, yeah. And they asked me if I would like to read it out in the church at the Christmas service. Now, me being an introverted child who was normally very quiet, wasn't very keen on this, and when they asked me to read it out as like a practice thing, oops, I was so quiet, nobody could hear me. We were in like the school hall, and the people who were like, say 12 feet away couldn't hear me. So there's no chance for me in a church. Yeah. But then they got somebody else to read it out for me. So yeah, my first published poem, or my first read out poem was in a church, so... But yeah, maybe I'll try to perform it around Christmas. I don't really want to do Christmas streams very much. I mean, I'm not a religious person. Me trying, probably, in the actual song, all that, yeah, actual lyrics and that, yeah. So I might try and do it as a performance for just the winter. As I said, I'm not a religious person, so, you know, I don't really want to do, as I did, like, Halloween's special thing for last month. I don't really want to do, you know, specifically Christmas special coming up. Just, if I do anything, it'll be more winter themed in general. So if anybody, I mean, I was having trouble kind of trying to think up games, like retro games, for things like the Super Nintendo, Amiga, BBC Micro Spectrum, Mega Drive, all those kind of things. I was having trouble thinking up winter-themed things, so if you have any suggestions, of course, let me know, one way or another. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong there, whether I'm just not... Well, I'm jumping too high. Yes, I know. I didn't complete it, though, because I had that glitch, so I might go back to it. Yeah, maybe I just need to be faster so that the spikes aren't close enough. Right. Now we have the thumping dance tune. It's Toccata in G. Probably Bach again. You know, Bach did a lot of toccatas. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure if I'm not getting through there fast enough or whether I'm just not doing a low enough jump. By the way, Scarly, is that Discord link still the 24-hour one? It's okay, I mean, just so that people know, obviously, that if they're watching the VOD back later and they try and pick the Discord link out and it doesn't work, then, you know, that's probably why. It's just obviously because, as I said, my Discord is new and I kind of want to make sure I know what I'm doing first and don't get overwhelmed. Yeah. Just in case you don't know, I usually upload my VODs to YouTube afterwards. My YouTube channel should be in the information below the stream. Something's not going quite right there. I may be letting go of jump too early. But yeah, I put the 24-hour one first because, you know, as I said, I don't want to get too overwhelmed by things, but since I haven't run a Discord server before. And if you don't know, this is C from the Well-Tempered Clavier, or the Prelude in C for the Well-Tempered Clavier. So I said I think one of these other ones was... Let me just look this up. Yes, I think it is part of the BWV one, that when we're going dow 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 dow. That one. That one was another one from the Well-Tempered Clavier. It was the Prelude and Fugue in B, or just the Prelude of the B flat major. If you want to look it up on yourself, that was, ouch, BWV 866. So, as I said, my musical genres go all over the place. We've had rock, we've had dance, we've had weird, and now we just have chill. And since this is the last one on the on this album here, my question goes out again: what would people want next? Oop, wait a minute, I think I've got an alarm going off. I'll have to silence that. Just want to check some other things here quickly. I think we're good. Are you on the Buffalo song? Okay. Actually, whilst we're waiting here, I'll try and find that. Actually, some other ones here which I can move over as well. I still haven't found the buffalo one, by the way. I shall have to look for it. Here we go. There we go. So I've got a few more on here, which I can do when we get there. And yes, Streamlabs is saying I have my follower goal. If you wish to play along with some Jackbox, then please do a follow. I think it's going to be too low anyway. And water as well, hey Streamlabs. I think I might want to time this a little better. That definitely seems to give me more room. I forgot that I was supposed to do something there. So yeah, let it go down a little bit and then... Oh dear, that might help. Streamlabs cares about your kidneys. That sounds almost sinister, doesn't it? Streamlabs is thinking about your kidneys. Oh dear. Right, so it's going to be maybe quiet for a little bit. Oh, I should have stopped there, but never mind, we'll try it again. And then I can go on to the next song. So as Starley was saying, there is a song I have written called The Buffalo Song. As you may have picked up from the stream, I am trans. And so I have been practicing my voice to get it to where it is at the moment. And this was recorded a little while ago when I was trying to do a deeper voice, let's put it that way. And the Buffalo Song, just to give it a bit more of a introduction, there is a song in the English language which... Not a song, there's a sentence in the British language which only uses one word, and it goes buffalo, 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 buffalo. You can look it up on Wikipedia, but the song explains it well. It's about bison from New York bullying other bison who bully other bison or such. But yes, so the bison is, the buffalo can mean bison, the buffalo can mean a place in New York, the buffalo can also mean to bully. So I wrote that, and there's also another part in the song later on which is the overuse of the word had, and because you can have had and had in English. So in this particular example, one student writes had and the other one writes had. and the teacher prefers had. So James will John had, and had the teacher's approval and such. So it's just about playing along with words, and there's also a bit about some garden path sentences. If you want to look up at what garden path sentence is, that's on Wikipedia too. But yeah, some garden path sentences there too, which are designed to mislead you as you're going through the sentence. But anyway, this is the Buffalo song, and then I might stop before I get to the next few to explain things. This might be a bit low actually, let me crank it up. Hee ba 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 ba.
Well, the bison from New York State bully other bison around. And the bison that they bully are
Utterly unfollowed by that, that's me. Me now.
In order to relieve the taunting they receive,
They replicate their torment down the line.
so the bison that are bullied by the bison that are bullies bully other bison till the end of time. Or
Buffalo, buffalo.
buffalo, 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 oh buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Sorry, it's tempting to sing along. Especially trying to do a different voice as to what's on the record, or recording, I should say. Let's try it here. James and John handed in their work in their English class one day, and Mrs. Burke, who marked their work, this is what she had to say. You're both quite right, but only one of you is right. The other's grasp of English is bad. John, your use of had is wrong. James has it right with had. Or James or John had Mrs. Burke's respect. I'll let it play now.
Had been correct. Oh, James, well, John had Mrs. Burke's respect.
Yes, I can do duets with myself.
Had been correct. Oh, the horse
Race past the barbell. The author wrote the novel would sell.
Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. Buffalo, buffalo, buffalo.
I should have added an extra one to that, shouldn't I?
Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
I keep forgetting to push the switch later, I think.
Well, John had Mrs. Burke's respect. Oh, James, well, John had been correct. And buffalo.
Oh no.
Buffalo, 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 buffalo.
Oh, I'm not going to get this right. Anyway, I need to just do a pause here. So that was the Buffalo song, and obviously I sound a little bit different at the moment. And then the next song I've got in here is called You, Me and the Fence Post. It's from a phrase, I heard somebody use it before. They said, just between you, me and the fence post, meaning like, keep this a secret. And that just inspired me. It's like, well, what if the fence post is talking? And I think there's some puns and other things in here, but it's more about the fence post spying on us and all that kind of thing, where you can either take it as the fence post is spying or it's not, and there's something else going on. Yeah, and then I've got a next one called Enter Maimer, which is a version of The Entertainer, which I thought it had that required that title. Then I've got a version of Good King Wenceslas as well. It's not quite Christmas, but it's a good version of the song. And then I've got another version of the Moonlight Sonata, but done with different instruments. So I'll just let those play out.
There's a spy in our camp, and I know that they've been talking, saying something when they should be saying nothing, keeping notes when they should be keeping it quiet.
Oh.
So I'll take your word that you're true. You know I trust you. Take it by faith. I am too, and so I must. You question my integrity, 'cause the walls have ears. And when everything's said and done, and our little secrets out in the street, I said it's just between me and the fence post. You know I wouldn't say a thing, I know you wouldn't either. Well, I think the fence post has been saying things it shouldn't have been. We were covert and quick, and we checked for curtain twitchers, locked up the doors and resisted taking pictures. Swore a blood oath, signed and sealed and cast in fire. So where was the rat that scurried and went squeaking? Where was the tap they left on that started leaking? How did the word get itself beyond these four walls? And when everyone's come and gone and they all heard what we were trying to hide, I said it's just between me and the fence post. You know I wouldn't say a thing, I know you wouldn't either. Well, I think the fence post has been saying things. I think the fence post has been saying things. I think the fence post should be keeping its counsel. You say that it's done, but it's playing us for fools. It's wouldn't harm. We'll drive it to harm. I'll stake what's left of my reputation on this.
So yes, I'll stake what's left of my reputation. There's lots of fence post puns in that one part. Oh dear.
Nothing's left to say, and there's no one left to blame anyway. I said it's just between me and the fence post. You know I wouldn't say a thing, I know you wouldn't either. Oh, I think the fence post has been saying things, yeah. I think the fence post has been saying things. Well, I think the fence post has been saying things it shouldn't happen.
Ah, I need to get the speed back. No, this is wrong. Na, 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 na. Oh. Bow, 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 bow. So yes, The Entertainer by Scott Joplin, one of the great ragtime composers. Probably the one you've heard most of the ragtime songs from, actually. I'm sure he never would have pictured this. I'm not gonna make it, am I? Very close. Come. Oh, now what? Oh, there is a floor. There is. Scott Joplin. I don't know if that's just a joke or whether you're just not picking up on my accent. But no, Scott. Yes. Scott Joplin is the one that sells the skorts, obviously. Cross between skirts and shorts. That's the wrong place to throw that shell. Yes, despite the Buffalo song, I'm not very good at whistling. That was done over multiple takes. Bow, 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 bow. That's okay. Ooh. I don't think you're the only person around here. I frequently find myself saying "what" to people, or "oh sorry, I didn't hear that," and then processing into my brain a bit more, and then it's like, "Oh yes, I know what you said now." Right, now up and over, and there's a checkpoint somewhere. There is a checkpoint! Woohoo! Now there's the rest of it. But there was a checkpoint! Woohoo! And this is the, Cooking Wenceslas, another dance version. Okay. Oh no, not shell jump. Him inside, gathering winter fuel. Yonder peasant, who is he? Where and what his dwelling? I can't remember the next part. So he lives a goodly hence underneath the mountain, right against the forest fence by St. Agnes Fountain. Yeah, I'm not really a religious person, but some of these Christmas songs are catchy. Yes, unfortunately my accent is rather British. Bring me pine logs here. I don't know if that's the one. Shall see him dine if we bear them thither. Something along those lines. I don't know if that's the right verse now. Because yeah, some of these Christmas songs are bangers. Pagan is this actually pagan? Because yeah, Good King Wenceslas. I think I remember something about that, yeah. And if you like your bleeps and bloops, and I know people here like themselves some bleeps and bloops, I need to get to the right spot. See, I have a slight... Okay. Yeah, even like Santa Claus is... That origin is quite something. Wasn't the original story from which Santa Claus came from rather gruesome? A weird mix, yeah. I mean, if you think about it too hard, the whole Santa thing is rather disturbing anyway. Somebody who sneaks down your chimney and nobody can detect him. I'm sure I'm not the first person to say such a thing. Other people probably go a bit further with it, but I'm not going to because, you know, some things are not fun to joke about. Because it's not just about hitting the right spot on the wall there, I don't think. I think you have to have, obviously, the right distance from the wall, and also... I think whether it's going up or down matters as well. It's, yeah. Oh, that was the last song I'd put on there. And any other... Wenceslas wasn't actually a king. Oh, dear. Yeah, I think there's something to do with that. Any other requests for songs since I'm... Oops. Okay, thank you, Scout. Whilst we have some silence. Otto the First, okay. If there's no requests or anything. Yeah. Capitalist hellscape. It's not the first time I've seen that phrase in the last few days. Because I wrote it myself. Yeah, getting the timing of this is a bit rough. So, since nobody has any requests, let me see. What else do I have? See, one of the issues that I have here is I did some cover songs and stuff, but I'm not really, because, you know, copyright things, I'm not really wanting to put it on stream. Okay, this one's an interesting one. I have it as a WAV file. Okay, so there's this thing from the Internet Archive, or the Prelinger Archives, which was like one of these PSA things about a dog having a fun day out and that kind of thing. And I took the audio from that thing and put it into a song. And I also did a sample of a dog barking or multiple dogs barking. It's quite interesting. The original material, the original video had some glitches in it, so when obviously I took the audio from it, sometimes the thing dropped out. I tried to put play along with the glitches in the song. I don't know if I did the most brilliant job of it, but yeah, this is called Tippy, Our Town Dog.
Every day on his way to school, Jimmy stops to say hello to Tippy. Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. Mr. Black is bringing Tippy...
Actually, this might be the original version and not my version. Yeah, this is the original version of it. Let me try and see if I can find... So yeah, that was the original audio. I don't know... Because I definitely did render it somewhere. Because that was very quiet as well, I'm sure. People were thinking that. I'll try and find the original for that, because that was kind of interesting. As I said, I tried to play into some glitchiness of it as well, and that. But yeah, not all of the files on my computer are exactly in the right place for this kind of thing. Right, well, I should probably put a save down here as well, whilst that's doing the search, and also save here and here, just in case there's any corruptions or such. It's not finding it here. Let me just see if I can... Where would I have put it? Would it be in here? Because I have like a folder which is kind of like has my music in and then some other music in as well. But I need to look for the right place. There's a lot of music in here. Tippy's Big Band, I think I called it. Let's see, does this have... That's the WAV file, so I probably just want the MP3 file. Let's see if this is the right one. Yeah, this is the right one.
Every day on his way to school, Jimmy stops to say hello to Tippy. Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. Mr. Black tells Jimmy to come and play with Tippy anytime. A dog needs someone to play with. But now it's time for school, and Jimmy must be on his way. He'll stop and play with Tippy when he returns. Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. The rabbit goes in Tippy's yard. He goes right out again, though. Maybe Tippy can catch him. Tippy wants to play with the rabbit. He thinks the rabbit would make a good playmate. The rabbit flies away from Tippy. He finds a good place to hide where Tippy can't see him. Tippy goes down the street to look for someone who will play with him. He's free to go any place he wants. What will he do now? Here's a dog to play with. Or is he too big for Tippy? Tippy is glad to see the big dog. He thinks he's found someone who'll play with him. Tippy is a friendly dog. But the big dog growls at Tippy. Is Tippy in danger? Can he run faster than the big dog? Yes, Tippy is safe, at least for now. But what Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. But what's this? Maybe Tippy can find someone here to play with. It's an organ grinder and his monkey. Does the monkey like Tippy? Tippy would like friends.
Whoops.
But the monkey gets angry. He chases Tippy away.
No.
Tippy, no
Bad
one
monkey.
to play with. It sounds as though there are many dogs nearby. Maybe Tippy can find a friend in here. With all these dogs, he thinks he should find at least one friend. But Tippy wonders why the dogs are in cages. It's the dog pound, where the dog catcher keeps lost dogs until their owners come.
Run, Tippy.
There's the dog catcher. If he
Run.
can catch Tippy, he'll call Mr. Black. But Tippy is afraid of the dog catcher. Away Tippy runs.
Yay, Tippy got away.
Now where will Tippy go? Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Tippy lives near Mr.
Sorry if this is causing problems.
He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog
Just like Tippy.
Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black.
Oh dear.
He lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. There's a fire station. Maybe Tippy will find friends there. This fireman likes dogs. Tippy seems to have found a friend at last. The other firemen like dogs too. Maybe the fireman will make Tippy...
That's okay, Jed, don't worry.
But what's that? It's the fire bell. The fireman will have to go to the fire. Tippy's new friends are leaving him.
Oh no. Poor Tippy.
Found some friends to play with. There go the firemen. Leaving Tippy alone again.
Oh.
Tippy is a friendly little terrier owned by Mr. Black. Jimmy lives near Mr. Black. Jimmy has no dog of his own. There's no use staying here any longer. Tippy might as well go somewhere else. He likes Tippy very much. He tells Mr. Black how much he'd like to have a dog just like Tippy. Meanwhile, Jimmy has come back from school. He calls Tippy. Of course, he's surprised when Tippy doesn't come. Could something have happened to Tippy? Maybe Mr. Black will know. Jimmy must find out. He calls Mr. Black, but Mr. Black doesn't know where Tippy is. Say, there's a hole under the... Jimmy and Mr. Black agree that Tippy must have gone out through the hole. Mr. Black has something to tell Jimmy. You know, Jimmy, he says, I don't think Tippy has been happy here. A dog needs someone to play with, and I don't have time to play with him. You'd give him the company he should have. Jimmy says, I'd like to have him, Mr. Black. I take care of him and play with him all the time. Find Tippy, Jimmy, and you can have it. Jimmy thanks Mr. Black and runs off to find Tippy. Where could Tippy have gone? Almost anything.
Oh no! Oh, I think that's near the end.
If Tippy had an accident, the dog pound would be the first place to look. There's the dog pound, Jimmy. Let's hope that Tippy is inside. Is Tippy here? No Tippy. Jimmy is sorry. He knows Tippy would be safe if he went this way. Jim, hurry, or Tippy may be lost for good. There's the fire station. Maybe Tippy's there. Now Jimmy asks the fireman. The fireman has seen Tippy. Jimmy runs to find Tippy. At this very Tippy is just a little way from the fire station. Will Jimmy and Tippy meet? Will Jimmy ever find Tippy? Here comes Tippy now. But no, he's turned around. Poor Jimmy and poor Tippy. They may never find each other now. It's no use, Jimmy. It looks like Tippy's gone for good.
Oh no!
Here comes Jimmy.
Tippy!
Jimmy see Tippy. Yes, found his dog. And Tippy has... Jimmy is happy. And Tippy is happy.
Oh dear.
Jimmy is very old. Tippy will always have Sylvie.
Yes. So, unfortunately, the original audio was a bit skipping at sometimes. As I said, I kind of threw in some stops and starts to try and, you know, play along with it a little bit. I think it worked out fairly well. But yes, that was Tippy's Big Band. And yeah, the barking was definitely a sample. I think the drums were a sample. And the tambourine thing as well. I'm not sure about the horns, where I got those from, or whether I used something in the thing here to do that. But the bass and all that kind of thing, that was definitely, maybe one part of the bass was a sample, and maybe the other part of the bass, which you could probably hear, like the synthy bass, that was definitely me messing around. Okay, so I'm kind of wanting to try and get a little bit more done here. But I also have my nemesis, which is Shadow of the Beast, which I might have a training mode for, which I can use to try and go through the game and see what it's like without worrying about getting hit and such. So, I mean, do anybody have any ideas whether they want to see me carry on with this, or whether they want to see something a little different for the moment? So I got to the checkpoint here, so obviously this stream it went a bit slower to get through things, because this is a difficult level. I mean, obviously I'm near the end of this one, but it could take a while to do so. Yeah, I've already put saves down and stuff, haven't I? I might as well put another save down. I'll try and look to see to get some things set up, unless anybody says anything else here. But I want to load that up and then find the disk image, not one of the cover discs. I should have down here. Where are we? So, this other one yeah. Since nobody else has said anything, I might as well switch over so we can look at an Amiga game. It's not the Amiga cover disc. Do I still have... Yep, I still have Shadow of the Beast here. How do I... No, that's my alerts. I want my alerts up. Where's my other text? There we go. And I should update my... Thank you very much, Scally. See there, the Discord is available if people wish to chat after stream, or hopefully I should be able to put some music links and stuff in at some point, and various other things which I haven't figured out yet, but I will get on to that. So yeah. There we go, updated the title for that. So hopefully what I have here... in fact, on this one, because... okay, no, I think that's working. So trainer on, and I don't know what the trainer actually does. But I guess we can find out. Is it loading? There we go. So I think I can change this. Where is it? To the cropped version, because Shadow of the Beast was okay with that. So we just fast forward the loading and that. We've seen this before. It's all very nice. If you want to enjoy this, then you can... Oh yeah, this is the box art as well, or at least a part of the box art, a lo-fi version of the box art, which was really cool. So we'll fast forward it a bit into disc 2. Now there is a disc switcher on here. Maybe I can try disc swapper. Here we go. So insert floppy disk image. There we go. And then here I want to go... select the other one. Where are we? This one here. And then if I put that in the disk swapper here, disk 2. What did I set to changing them? Sorry, I'm just going to have to look at my controls and things that I set up. Keyboard device. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. No, I didn't put it on the keyboard, I put it on the controller, didn't I? No? Okay, maybe I didn't put it on there. So what are my buttons here? 6 and 7 should be clear. Sorry about this, I didn't get it set up beforehand because I wasn't quite sure if I would be doing this. So if I have that one as... Okay. Previous slot in disk swapper, and then the other one is going to be next slot in disk swapper. Okay, so does anything appear on screen when I do it? It doesn't look like it, so hopefully that's worked. I think it has. Then we load up and we have the title screen. Yeah, and we're loading, and there's all the stuff which I've gone through before. So what's the trainer mode afford me? I'm guessing it means just no enemies. No, here is enemy. Okay, enemy. Ah, there we go. So I didn't get hurt by the enemy. So it may be... Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, I'm not going to get hurt by the enemies. Because obviously that was a big problem I had previously, was getting hurt a lot. So here we go down in the darkness, and the steps change into makeshift planks as we go down. And then we've got to remember to jump. Oh no, that's the wrong button. And I think we go down here. I'm going to try and hit the enemies at least. Nope. Because we need the key from in here to be able to go to the other place. So I still need to remember where to go and what to do. But hopefully it should be slightly easier. So, where did I want to go first? I did want... Do I want to go over here so I can get some other stuff? I think I do, don't I? So yeah, this part of it is going to be about the puzzle, rather than about trying to avoid everything and such, which is very difficult. But as I said, I'll try and do this. So yeah, that would have been full strength. So I want to go back up here. Oh, I managed to get 2 shots in there. I don't know if that's just because I would have... Oops! Don't want to waste that if I can waste it. Whoosh! Up here. And we need it to load. Which it is doing. Here we go. Demon's Crest. I'm not so aware of that, but usually when people mention things on the stream, I look it up later. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't... Were you around last time I was playing this, Jed? Okay, cool. No, okay. So yeah, I was doing fairly well. I used some save states to give myself some checkpoints, because otherwise, you know, in this game, if you die, you go right back to the start, and you only get 12 health to start off with. You get some pickups in that, but this is known to be a very tough game, so I was just trying to show it off. But that's where the quote came from. If somebody can do quote 3... Yeah, I would have got hit by that eye, I think, then at that point. So because I wasn't doing so well and I was having a lot of trouble... No, you put a space between quote and 3. Yeah, I had a lot of trouble later on, and I don't think the game was being very fair to me, and I got very stressed and started using save states too much. Yes, and as that quote says, I was hoping to get to the end of the game, but I think the game was resisting me. Yes, now I have 2 keys. So yeah, I was doing actually quite well, and I intend to try and do some actual practice, but at the moment my practice slot is taken up by Quickie World. Yeah, as I said, I was trying to show off the game. Yeah, we got hit by that at that point then. I was trying to show off the game, but even using save states was giving me problems, and I was getting frustrated, and yeah, it wasn't very good. And yeah, there's a thing you can do. You can wait for this thing to come and then run into the gap and all that kind of thing. But that's for another time. And you can't punch this. That's a good thing to confirm. Oh yes. As you can see, you need kind of precise timing for this, and some of the hitboxes are a bit off. But I think I got to the point where the game was not quite being fair. Yeah, we can ignore that. Are we doing a load now? And it's also good to put saves down, because Robocod has taught me that. But yeah, my intentions in the game... Keep up the good work. My intentions in the game weren't meshing together. Oh yeah, and I still don't know quite how to avoid all this. Yeah, all that kind of stuff going on. And another one of those. And our poor dragon friend. Oops, yeah, that's not the way to do that. So... yeah, I think it's this way first. But yeah, it's got awesome graphics, awesome soundtrack. And I just wanted to show it all off without having to repeat everything again and again and again and again and again. So this is just an overview of the game. Yeah, and I would have to stop to punch that. But yeah, this is kind of just more like an overview of the game, just to show what it's like to people on my stream. And yeah, I had the timing of that, but I've forgotten what it was. Here's the snakes. Yeah, snakes here. But yeah, as I said, I intend to do it properly. I'm not even going to try with this. Yes, I have a cheat on. Obviously my energy isn't going down, as you can see. But yeah, this is just to demonstrate the game first. To stop me getting frustrated about wanting to show the game but not being able to. And then later on, as I said, once I finish Quickie World, maybe I'll have a try at doing this without using the cheat. So obviously apologies if this is not quite what people would want to see, but I want to at least have on my stream a record of what this game looks like. Oops. Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'd like to actually do it because I was doing fairly good, but some parts of it are a little more unfair than other parts. And the game designer did say that I read a thing out. I don't know if I actually read it out on the stream, but there was a quote from the game designer saying they wanted it to be as difficult as possible. But you can see all the layers of the parallax scrolling going on here. That was basically the main selling point of the game. People would look at these graphics and go, ooh, isn't that pretty? Find out the game was actually kind of difficult and just not complete it probably. So, and you can see these are kind of awkward to time and everything, and then you've got the things spiking up underneath. It is very pretty. As I said, this is mainly the thing that I just wanted to show how pretty it was and all the interesting parts of it. Loading, by the way. But the game was resisting me, as the quote says. And that high note is wrong here as well. Yeah. You have to say trans in just a single thing, Scarly. Oh yes, in the sky. Yes, it does. Or is it bisexual? A bi flag. But yeah, I did a little bit of listening to the music of that one section later, and I think it's a G sharp that bum note is on. It's a shame Erodian isn't around, or maybe they are, maybe they're just not talking. But if Erodian, if you watch this later, it's a G sharp, and I was right about the music going through key changes as well. Transcolor palette, yeah. I mean, I'm all for bi people as well. Yes, I kind of had noticed that. I didn't want to say because I thought it was very obvious, but there we go. But yes, if you weren't watching Jed was playing Sayonara Wild Hearts area. It's a good game. It does have a lot of flashing in some areas, which was straining my eyes a little bit, but I still kind of tried to stick it out a little bit. But yeah, we have the dank passage and all that kind of thing. I can change the disc and it should be okay. Insert disc 1, okay. Is my disc switcher not working? Does that work more? I think my disc switcher isn't working properly. Actually, if I go to this, is that going to make sure it's selected? No. I may have pushed the wrong buttons or something, but I can just load it up anyway. Yes, it was a very, very good-looking game, very gay-looking game, at least to me. I did insert disc 1. Hang on, I think we might have a problem here. Is the game resisting me again? I really hope not. Oh dear. Will it accept a different disc 1? Yes, game just loves being awkward. Ah, it's accepting this one. That's good. Yeah. Oh, did you get auto-modded? Oh dear, can we un-auto-mod that? I think I can do it. Allow. Sorry, it doesn't come up on the the main preview thing, but I can see it. So, auto mod, extremely gay. In the ending, you smooch every antagonist, or at least some. That's good to know. I don't know. Maybe they don't like smooch. Are we loading game? Oh dear. I think the game is still resisting me. Yeah. Or maybe it's because you're a mod, Scarly. Where did I saved here. Well, we'll try and get back there. I should have put down a save state. It's weird. Sorry, I'm just kind of going to charge through things now. Because this game really doesn't want to play or be played. Maybe the game just wants me to get good at it. It's rather disappointing. So yeah, just to make sure that it does work, I'm just gonna ignore all the enemies and that I can ignore. And yeah, we climb up a ladder. I think this version of the game isn't asking me to swap the discs quite as often as the other one was. Actually, if I just fast forward and do this, it'll... Oh, I need to punch this thing, then I can fast forward a bit more. It'll do a load here, and then I can fast forward a bit more and get to the castle. What a thrill! Yes! Sorry, I should have maybe paused a little bit on here. So if we go through the door, we can fast forward it a little bit. Insert Beast Disc 1. Let me do it the usual way here. Maybe give it a chance to recognise there is another disc there. I don't know if it needs that. I'm very not happy with this. Yeah, because it didn't work with the other one. Maybe I can do a bit of a switcheroo on it. Let me just get that. Make sure it's trying to read to start off with, then swap it out. This may just crash it completely. But it's kind of the last idea I have. And no, it's getting stuck at a certain part. So even the cheat version doesn't want to be played. This is unfortunate. Oh, you're still giving me that, are you? That's interesting. even though it is the disc 1 in there. Yeah, so I think this means I'm just going to have to get good at the game. Right, so to end or not to end? I don't know. Well, I still have this in the background. Because I don't obviously want to play some songs alongside it as well. Let's just go through my my little playlist I've already got set up here, and we can try and get to the end of this, because that's nearly at the end of this. Oops, actually, sorry, I remember. I have to change the title over again. There we go. Title updated once more. Thumb. But yeah, I suppose now I can just say, if you want to see the rest of the Shadow of the Beast, I have the tool-assisted speedrun I did of it. I will maybe pick it up in practice, as I said. Maybe play the Mega Drive version of it. But this is a note to myself to remind myself to pop this in the VOD. And if you don't see it, if you're watching this far into the VOD and you don't see it there, maybe it's because I haven't added it, or if it's a few days afterwards, maybe leave a comment and say, hey, you forgot. Oh dear. Oh, and this is reminding me now, I did put the songs I do have on my YouTube channel, I put them into a playlist, so if you look on my playlists, there should be... Oops. This is one of the songs, and this even has a music video to go along with it, which is another thing I got from the Internet Archive, Prelinger Archives, about a monkey going to space and coming back. So perhaps not the most fun time for the monkey, but there is also a shorter version which I haven't put on the playlist, which is I think the first video that's on my channel, which has me waving a toy monkey in front of a monitor, which has Windows Media Player doing some visualization things in the background. Oh dear. Because obviously high budget. But yeah, if it does get to 4 hours on the stream and I don't seem like I've noticed, please let me know. Obviously, Streamlabs was supposed to tell me, but that seems to not have worked. Dear me. Oh dear. Yes, 340. So if it gets to 4 hours and I don't seem like I've noticed, it would be helpful to let me know. Yeah, I've got OBS, but this big game window is in the way of that. However, I do have the stream manager of Twitch up on the laptop, which is next to me. Dear me. Ah! Right. Now this jump on... Ah! Yeah. Ugh. Up throws again. Up throws. Up throws. Why are there up throws? Come on, Mario, you can do it. You can get to the end of the level. I know it's not very easy, but I believe in you. Come on, you can. Come on, you can. Mario! So close. I can do it! Thank you very much, everybody. Wow. Getting ever closer to Sovereign Castle, but it's okay. Now, I might just pause the music here and see what it's going to give us for the music here. I'm just going to have a quick look at what this is. I'm not going to make any good attempts at it today. Yeah. But yeah, I just want to see what it is, remind myself of it, and see what we get. Ooh, we get some custom music as well. Oh dear. But this is called, was it Yellow Dwarf, was it called? Which I think the idea comes from the original Kaizo Mario world, which which had a level in it called Ultra Star, which obviously a yellow dwarf is a kind of star. You could possibly call it Ultra. But yeah, the original Kaizo Mario world level used like these. Dear me. These types of platforms. And then I get over to there. Yeah, well, let's see if I can reach those platforms. Sorry, I know this is the trap that Kaizo gets you in. It's like, well, I'm doing a little bit. I could always do a little bit more. But yeah, then up there and then up there and up there and under there and up there, and yeah, you can kind of see where that's going a little bit. But I think that's a good place to put things on pause for today. Now let me see. So I can use this to help me, can't I? That's not how you spell it. Right, so it is Friday. So next stream, Sunday, starting. I've put more exact times down now. I'll try and make sure I get as close to those times as possible. If there's going to be any issues, I'll post on Twitter, or I could possibly even post in the Discord if you want to join that, Scarly. One more time for today. Next time I'll put it into the chat bot, so you won't have to do it. But if you can pop the Discord link, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. So, yes, I can update on Twitter, I can update on Discord, and yeah, so Sunday's main and variety, so we're back to doing some Dizzy, and then we're going to be doing some Amiga cover discs. So yeah, thank you for joining me today. We'll play out with a song. I didn't expect it to cut off like that. We'll do the Owl song again, because that's what I usually try to end on and such. Let me go back to OBS, actually. I can do my ending screen. But thank you very much all for turning up. Thank you for the raid, Jed. I think I just want to actually find somebody to raid first before I do that. What can we do? Yeah, this seems like a good one. I brought it up earlier in the... I'll drink plenty. I need to fill up my drink, Streamlabs, but I'll fill it up, and then we can get that sorted out. So I'll set up a raid, I'll play you out with a song, and so Sunday next stream, as it says on the screen and everything there. Discord, 35 followers, all that business. Ami, yeah, I mean, I have raided Ami for a bit, but there's also somebody else that's playing something relevant to something I've talked about today. So I'm going to be doing that, and as I said, I shall see you next time.